welcome back to another video. Today I have a piece of art to unbox that I did not think I would ever own. I did not think it ever existed, but we're gonna unbox it today, and it's a piece that has I think a really fun story to go along with it. That has some twists and turns. So let's get to opening it, and then we will talk about the the history behind this piece. So all right, so we're just gonna start. It's a box from Scott Crest, Catskill Comics. Drew a nice doodled a nice Snoopy on there, and in true to Scott Crest fashion, he this thing is a brick. So yeah, super solid. So all right, so we'll get it open, and then we will talk about it. And I cannot tell you how excited I am to get this piece opened. Yeah, it. I'm gonna have fun telling the story. It's a, I think it's an interesting one. So, all right, so almost done here. All right, got 3 sides open. All right, let's see now. Multiple layers with Scott as always. So I gotta find the layer that has the art. So, all right, let's see. There it is. Holy crap. Just wow. All right. Mike, this is awesome. This is just so cool. All right. Sorry. Yeah. I was honestly speechless for a second there. Yeah. Wow. All right. So this is a piece of art. Let me get the. Let's see. I get this opened, and then we will show it. So, okay. Yeah. So tape in the back here, and we'll be in business. I think that'll do. That should work. So. Let me just actually take this stuff off the top just in case it gets snagged on the. All right. All right. So this is. It is a piece of art by Ramona Fradon, who, as you know, we lost earlier this year, and I I still don't know where to go with this. All right, I'm just gonna show it. It's a Superman commission with in the alley with bullets bouncing off his chest, and this is a piece that I requested years ago. I requested this layout as a commission, and when I got it back, Scott had said, yeah, she was like working on it and had some issues with it, so she changed course and she delivered that piece, the pencil piece, which is similar concept, but there was the guns there with the bullets bouncing off the chest, and which I loved. I mean, I thought, I was like, all right, well, that's a great piece too. Whatever the issue was, whatever. I was happy with the outcome, and so Scott did not know that this piece existed. After Ramona passed, he told me that he went into her studio to kind of help clean things out and find any art that was in there and kind of just keep organize things. And he told me he found a quite a few pieces of art, in various stages of completion and, prelim type stuff and just a nice selection of stuff that in true Ramona fashion, would just do stuff and stash it away. And, there were pieces that, I think she discarded, that, her daughter was like, this is what is she doing? This is this is great. So yeah, there's just there was, that's what some of the things that you still see Scott posting some pieces for sale or occasionally of a batch of Ramon pieces. That's where those pieces came from. But yeah, so he found this piece, and I don't think he remembered that it was the exact uh, like commission I requested years ago, and so he was gonna keep this piece. He was like, yeah, this is like that's a beautiful Superman, and I said that's actually like that's the layout that I requested like years ago. Like what happened there? He's like, oh yeah. So to then continue that story, I unboxed not too long ago, a couple months ago. I unboxed an inked version of the pencil commission that Ramona had delivered, and the story with that was, as far as my understanding of the story, is that I had talked about maybe inking the pencil piece through maybe like Brett Breeding, who Scott reps, but I talked about it, just didn't do it, and just things go. You have plans, other art pops up, and your money gets diverted here and there, and but then flash forward a couple months after that, and Brett Breeding shared an image of an inked piece of art, and I was like, "What?" The inked version of the pencil piece that I had, and I was like, "How did that come to be?" And so I talked to Scott, and he said, "Well, he figured I was probably going to have it inked." So, and he has a collection of pieces that in his studio that he likes to have pieces that are done by his artisan, the artisan is that he reps, and he likes to have he likes the way that Jack Morelli, who does like the hand lettering, which is you'll see there, he does the Superman logo on that piece, and so he was like, well, he figured I would eventually get around to inking, having the commission inked. So to have something on his wall in the meantime, Brett had wanted to do something, wanted to ink something of Ramona's. So he gave him the scan. Brett inked the copy, and then Jack added the logo. And we talked. And he said, "Yeah, if there's ever a time when like you want this, we can work out something." And eventually, it got to the point where he was raising some money for some stuff. He said, "Hey, do you want this?" And I said, "Yeah, sure, I'll take it." So I bought that piece, and but in the meantime, he had kind of fallen in love with that that piece. So when this was unearthed in Ramona's studio, we talked, and we thought, well, maybe we'll work out something to kind of I would get this piece, and then I'm gonna send Scott the inked copy of the thing that Brett worked on. So then he has something on his wall that's touched by it was a collaboration between artists and his that he reps, and I would get this, which is the original layout that I had wanted in a commission. So what I think back when Ramona told Scott about she was having issues with the layout, what I think happened was my request was for a penciled commission, and I think she did like an inked version. What's funny about that is that if I had known that there was an inked version of the piece, I would just have bought that. Like I just was like, yeah, of course. But I think she was thinking, well, the request was for a pencil piece, so that's what I need to deliver, and she just kind of like put this piece away, and which is like, what are you doing? So I mean, I'm thrilled that she did it. It's funny that was her mindset, was that do the exact request as it was requested, and just not even mention that there was this inked version, and I would have gladly paid more to get the inked version from her. So I don't know. It's a funny side to that of it. And there's still some like I don't think she fully completed it. I mean it is complete. I mean it's inked and everything. But usually she would, on her inked pieces, she would then erase some of the pencils, and some of it's erased, some of it's not erased, which I love. I actually absolutely love that. I love that her pencils still exist in places on this piece. You know, there's like the fire hydrant is not fully. I mean, it's inked, but then the pencils on there to kind of add the shadow. And there's some of the pencil lines are still existing in the bricks here, on his shoulder, his cape. So it's not like, you know, I feel like it's 99.8% complete, but like that 0.2% is, I love seeing that. So yeah, so I mean, when Scott unearthed this piece, I had mixed feelings. Like I was just like, oh my gosh, like it exists. That's amazing. It's the piece that I had wanted from Ramona years ago. I requested it, and you know, to see it so soon after she passed, was like, I just had mixed feelings. It's a beautiful thing that, but I also realized, like, you know, I had thought, you know, maybe like the Jonah Hex piece. I think that was the last. The Jonah Hex piece was like the last kind of new piece of art that I had purchased from Ramona. And then I thought that would be the last new piece that I would own of hers, and then I was obviously sad about that. But then this showed up, and it was like a chance at a new piece, and it's one that I had wanted for years. It's just such a really, you know, bittersweet moment. I mean, I obviously was still upset and saddened by her passing, but then to see this piece, it was like, that's awesome, that's amazing. So it's it's just fitting. I mean, I like how it's going to be that I'll have this in my collection. I'll still have the penciled commission, the original penciled piece that I received from Ramona, and then Scott will have a piece on his wall that's, you know, a Ramona piece. It's inked by Brett and then lettered by Jack. So I just like how it kind of, you know, it took some twists and turns, but I think all is right. Like I think the correct pieces will be in the correct collections and on the right wall. So yeah, I'll show the actual piece again. Yeah, I mean, I know you don't want to stare at me just staring at this piece of art, but I can't help it. I mean, it's just a reminder of you know, of who we lost, but also it's a reminder of, you know, just how receiving her art makes me feel, and that's a feeling that I didn't think I was gonna feel again like so soon. You know, yeah, of course I might down the line buy some published pieces, but like that's a different kind of feeling, because I mean, you know, that piece has existed. Like when you buy a published piece, like that has a history that is separate from the artist. But when you get a commission from the artist, that's a different type of feeling, and I didn't think that I was gonna you know, experience that again. So I am thrilled to say that I am. So yeah, so I mean, all I can say is thanks to Scott for you know, for sharing this with me when he found it. He was I think he shared it just because he knows that I like Superman, and then I kind of, you know, jogged his memory. He's like, that actually, wait a minute, I think I know why that piece exists. So yeah, I'm happy to kind of to work with him and to do our trade, and yeah, now I got to get the inked piece packed up and sent his way, which I told him I would do, but I've been dragging my feet just because life. But yeah, I'll definitely get that out to you, Scott, and thanks. I love Ramona Fradon. I mean, I do. So, all right. Well, thank you for watching this one. I appreciate you for sticking around this long if you're still watching this, because this was a, one where I feel like I had a lot to say, and I feel like in moments I had nothing to say, because I just staring at the art. Anyway, I gotta stop the video. So thank you for watching, and I will see you soon.